My comments on the art exhibit Material Alchemy by Harriet Bart are less introspective as others attending the Ames Writers Collective. Mine are more to see the different side of the seriousness of the arts, which may find less reception. First, we were to introduce ourselves by name, so I called upon the plucking of an old disharmonic string from the early days of the 1980s, remembering the bane of my first name during the Reagan administration. That first name was often the butt of a socially acceptable, politically generated satire or joke, depending. Hey, Ronald Reagan, Ronald Gardner, to which I could reply, thanks a lot, and I did. My name is Ronald Gardner. I can always remember my name because of two other Ronalds, Ronald Reagan and Ronald McDonald. Every clown has his name. They have theirs and I have mine. So that lightens up the situation somewhat at the museum too. My comments on two of the Bart artworks was next. The Bart work titled Dark Topography seems to represent a particular place in the world at large. It could be anywhere. The cross-section of grids may suggest a specific location. Numbers here are unseen on the side, as are some letters strewn precisely across the top. Ridges for mountains, flat spaces for land, flat as itself, or perhaps waters, the oceans. Yes, this could be anywhere. Yet I repeat myself, referring to my previous comments before the session, on how this could be, without explanation or title, considered an artistic failure, tossed aside, abandoned, taken up by another, either ignorant of the work's true artistic purpose or very much enlightened of it, causing a refusal to become an acceptance. The last sentence touched upon a pre-meeting comment of one of those present regarding Lazarus' poem about the poor, the wretched refuse. Not sure if it relates here, so I took it up and used it. The next work to write about was The Reckoning. At the time when words meet art, my comments on The Reckoning did not include the chair and table, which Harriet Bart had clarified for me in an email as being part of the 12-plate setting. My comments are separately included here and written about there in my comments. I also interrupted myself during my speaking time to note how I chose to spell out the numbers 3, T-H-R-E-E, not numeral 3, and 4, F-O-U-R, not numeral 4, and also 12, as if a more precise grammatical explanation. I did not get too close to the plates to see their composition for reasons expounded upon further below. Again, I repeat my previous comments about Bart's work Reckoning. 12 wide and flat plates set 3 across, 4 down, perhaps matte surfaced or rusty, piled upon by a variety of materials, perhaps as leftovers or draft versions. But also when approached by people who are present at this Words Meets Art session, a sense of respect, maybe also reverence arises, an aura as if a sacred space. No one stepped into the walkable paths between each plate of expression. One may think it a trespass upon the intent or reputation of the artist, or a violation of some obscurely obvious museum rule associated by prior experience of silent admonitions about do not touch. But when I stepped inside the sacred area, and here I should have also wrote and said, and nothing happened, others near me stood closer to the boundaries but did not cross it. My subtle or maybe not so subtle suggestion to another by hand motion to enter the space was received with hesitation and non-response, understandably enough. This is an art museum. People don't do here what would be ordinarily done outside. Even someone's extensive backyard garden of plants and paths would not present such a barrier to being embraced by a feeling of insidedness among these creative platters. I might do it again soon, especially if some art guardian is present to see me thrill at my disobedience, even if none or neither exists. With our allotted time of contemplation and writing not complete, an invitation from the Writers Collective was to spend about 20 minutes on another work of art. I chose the chair and table as if it were a separate work among the others. The invitation display offers a moment of the solitary and of oneness. We find only one chair, one plate, one goblet, one everything. There may be over a dozen plumb bobs hanging in the room, yet only one rests on the inviting table. 2 lamps above provide light in strongly, but lamps are usually not art, unless the artist takes consideration of the effect in angle, in the brightness or color. This is a setting for one person, a chair of antiquity, a tablecloth of luxury, a moment of meal and of reflection. Not everything is worth remembering, and what is cannot be altered, so why reminisce? And with some hesitation, I include the other, although there is some amusement in the silence of solitary. Who would ever want a frozen ball of real gold to chill the wine of an unseen bottle? The plate is not set for any of us. Being a pile of shredded paper, it is fit food for termites or a house for a mouse. And that's it. Thank you.